incognito, hopefully. I'm going to be a spy today. We're going to come here and we're going to spy out the enemy. Are you ready for this? I have a cute little shopping companion with me. Say hi, Siley. Hi. Are you going to help Mama? Are we going to find the enemy today? Uh-oh. I see it all around. This is a mostly safe zone right here. Lots of good veggies, lots of good fruits, lots of good nutrition. The only spot that there might be some enemies lurking in this area of the store is right over there, where you can see those smoothies and those healthy drink mixes. Some of that is good for you. Some of that is full of hidden sugar. You wouldn't think it to look it necessarily, but this section right here, full of the enemy, hidden in almost all peanut butter and nut butters. Your best bet for sugar-free and all-natural, at Walmart anyway, is this one right here. 100% peanuts, no sugar in it. Down here, it's even worse with all these jellies. They're just packed full of the enemy. But up here on this shelf where it says all fruit, you're in good shape. Alright, here we are at the honey section. Most of this is pasteurized and cooked, which makes it basically like pure sugar. But if you see where it says raw honey, like this one right here, raw and unfiltered, that's going to be good for you. And of course, I hope you know by now that pretty much this entire aisle will turn into sugar in your body. Sprouted bread is going to be your best bet. I don't think they carry it here at our Walmart, but they do at our Aldi. Some of these pickles, if they're sweet pickles or sweet relish, they're going to have lots of sugar, so be aware of that. And here we get to the barbecue sauce section. Would you believe that pretty much every single barbecue sauce has sugar in it except for this little baby right here? See that? It says sugar-free on it. That's the kind you want to buy. Now granted, it does have a tiny little bit of sucralose as the last ingredient, and I don't like sucralose, but it's better than chock full of sugar, and because there's so little amount in that one, that's what we use on an occasional basis at our house. Here we have the ketchup section. Same deal. It's going to be very, very hard to find ketchup that does not have any sugar in it. Now this one says reduced sugar, and it only has 1 gram in it, so that would be okay. But it also does have sucralose, so you're going to have to decide if you want to use artificial sugars or sweeteners, artificial sweeteners, or just make your own from tomato sauce and your own preference of sweeteners. And the condiment aisle continues down here. Again, you're going to have a very hard time finding bottled salad dressing at the store that does not contain the enemy. Welcome to the pasta sauce aisle. Again, lots of added sugars in all of these. If you can find a can that does not have any added sugars in it, you're in good shape. There is natural sugar in the tomatoes, but if you can find it without added sugars, that's what you need. Here's the bean aisle. Most of these beans are going to be just fine. Most of these canned vegetables are going to be just fine. Do watch out for peas, though. They usually put sugar in canned peas. Therefore, I like to buy them better frozen. And then over here we have the fruit section, the canned fruit section. It's very difficult to find canned fruit that does not have added syrups to it, which is really high in sugar. So if you have to buy it, make sure you get something like this that says 100% juice with it. It'll be more natural sugar. Now we come to the baking aisle, where there is lots of sugar and white flour, and then of course all these quote-unquote sugar substitutes, most of which is not good for you. Here you can see Pyre, which I'm going to give a try to see how it works. It's a stevia erythritol blend that is non-GMO, which I like. Here they also carry coconut sugar, which after the 21-day sugar challenge is over, if you want to try switching to a more natural form of sugar on the rare occasion that you treat yourself, that would be a better choice than like a refined white or brown sugar. Okay, so here's a really good example of needing to read your labels. Here's Pyre Bakeable Stevia Blend. Don't let the word stevia fool you. Check out the first ingredient, maltodextrin, then stevia leaf extract. You don't want to buy anything with maltodextrin in it because most of the time that's really bad for you type of an ingredient. Over here though, we have this organic stevia blend, which will be a little bit better. Okay, now we come to the aisle where the enemy is pretty much plastered all over every single thing on this aisle. Granola bars, cereal, my personal favorite, not Pop-Tarts, those kinds of things. Watch out for this aisle. There's very little on here that has no sugar. The only granola bars I know of, if you can call them granola bars, they're more like, I don't know, fruit bars or something, are Lara bars. And frankly, they're not my favorite flavors, but I do really like the lemon ones. Maybe I would like the other ones if I tried them again, but last time I tried them, I didn't care for them too much. See how it says, while it does have sugar, it has no added sugars. And that's what we're going for, because the sugar that's in it is natural. It's from dates, and it's from lemon juice concentrate and those kinds of things. So what you want to look for is when it says added sugars, which is actually now something they're being required to label on all foods being sold in the stores as of 2018, which is very... Okay, so besides like Cheerios and shredded wheat, here's the one section of this aisle that probably you can find some things that don't have sugar. The plain rolled oats. Otherwise, all that other instant stuff full of sugar usually. Then, of course, over here we have the attempt at looking healthy. We have the granola section. But let's just for grins take a look at what's actually in them. Second ingredient, sugar. Total sugars, 14 grams. And that's pretty much how it is with most of these. Don't be fooled by the word fruit on fruit snack boxes. It's pure sugar or high fructose corn syrup. Okay, let's talk about drinks. High C, out. Gatorade, out. Juice, out. Even the 100% fruit kind, because for the sake of our no sugar challenge, it still has a high sugar content in what it does to your blood sugar levels. Although it is your better choice once the challenge is over. If you want a type of juice, look for 100% instead of cocktails, which are full of sugar, added sugars. Over here, though, we have the artificial sweetener section. Aspartame, sucralose, all that kind of stuff, really bad for you as well. Some of this true lemon and true lime, I've heard, is a little bit better. Let's take a look at it. I think it's got a little tiny bit of sugar, cane sugar, but it's very, very minimal. It's 1 gram, so that would be okay. But everything else, probably better to stay away from. Here we have tea. Tea is great, especially if it's herbal tea or green tea. Caffeinated tea isn't terrible depending on your perspective of caffeine, but I tend to like to recommend that people limit their caffeine intake just because it can be addictive as well, and it does dehydrate your body. And what we're going to be trying to do is pump our body with plenty of water and things that don't dehydrate it. Coffee, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I know a lot of people are. You just got to watch with coffee because lots of people like to put creamer and sugar and things like that in. Most of this creamer here is full of junk. Let's see. 7 grams of sugar. It's the #1 ingredient. Okay, this is the soda aisle. Pretty sure this is obvious to everybody. Big time no-nos. Stay away from soda. Stay away from diet soda, which is so bad for you as well. Just drink water. Lots and lots of water. Okay, here's another section to be aware of. If you drink regular milk, you're going to be up against lactose, which is a type of sugar. It's a natural type of sugar, though, so I'm not going to say that you can't ever drink milk or drink lactose, but it is generally a good idea to limit it, unless you're drinking raw milk, which also has a lot of enzymes and probiotics in it, and so there's a ton more nutritional value. But what I really want to show you are all these milk substitutes, like cashew milk, almond milk, lactose-free milk, these kinds of milks up here. Some of these are just fine, but a lot of them have added sugars. Let me give you an example. At my house, we also drink some almond milk. So this regular almond milk right here contains 13 grams of sugar, and it is the second ingredient. Whereas this one right here says unsweetened on it. That's the kind you want if you're going to use a milk substitute for anything. In comparison, 0. Some more coffee creamer. Most of that is just full of sugar, hydrogenated oils, all sorts of really, really bad stuff for you. You're better off going with regular straight cream. Okay, now we're in the cold section over here. Eggs are great. All of this canned biscuit and cookie stuff terrible for you, full of sugar, full of white flour. Butter is great. Margarine, terrible for you. Stay away from that. And here we have yogurt, something that is marketed as a health food, which it can be, but it can also be super, super bad for you. So you really need to check your labels on yogurt. Your best bet is to get plain yogurt, either regular or Greek, and mix your own sweetener and flavorings into it. Sometimes they sell small cups of stevia sweetened yogurt at certain stores, but it tends to be pretty expensive. And then of course we have juice here, which we are not allowing for the no sugar challenge, and tea. Sweet tea is a huge, huge, huge culprit in having a ton of sugar. Let's just for grins see how much sugar is in a serving of sweet tea. Okay, I know this is popular, especially in the South. Okay, so first ingredient is water. Second ingredient is sugar. Third ingredient is tea. And the total amount of sugars in one serving is 30 grams. That is a lot. So on this aisle, the enemy lurks pretty obviously. We've got tons and tons of cookies, animal crackers, graham crackers, all that full of sugar. Where it's not so obvious is over on this side where we have all of our crackers. The thing with crackers is most of it's made from white flour, which is going to just turn into sugar, and a lot of it has added sugar as well. So it's going to be pretty difficult to find a cracker that is healthy. Now Triscuits, let's take a look at Triscuits now that I see them here. Triscuits usually are okay. Oh yes, we'll keep it this way. It says there is 0 grams of sugar, including 0 grams of added sugar. It's made strictly from whole grain wheat, canola oil, and sea salt. So if you have to have a cracker, Triscuits are on plan for the sake of our no sugar challenge. Okay, so hopefully another super obvious one that I think most people think of when they think of sugar and sweets is candy. But here's what gets me. Even people who are trying to avoid sugar, so they say, I see so many people pop these peppermints all day long. I hear them in church, the little packages rustling. I am just amazed at how many people eat peppermints all day long. Peppermints have sugar. Corn syrup is their first ingredient. Sugar is their second ingredient. So if you're looking for a way to freshen your breath, you'd be better off with gum that you don't consume and swallow, and that has like an erythritol or a xylitol. You probably already know this, but a general good rule of thumb when it comes to planning your meals and shopping is stick to the perimeter of the store. So down there you can see is produce. Then we have the meat section down that way. Then it's dairy, and at the very end down there is the deli area, and that's also where eggs and butter are. And of course we sometimes do need things on these middle aisles, but these middle aisles contain most of the sugar that we've been looking at today and the processed foods. So keep it limited to whole grains, canned foods that you might need, canned vegetables specifically, those kinds. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little tour of the grocery store here at Walmart, where you can see that the enemy is lurking in so many things. It is really hard to avoid sugar in our current day and age. But I don't want you to stress out about it. Just learn to read labels and remember the number 2. 2 is going to be our magic number with sugar. If it has less than 2 grams of sugar, you're okay. And if it says it contains sugar but it's less than 2% of the entire ingredient list, then you're okay. Just try to avoid stuff that's greater than the number 2 when it comes to added sugars. And remember that some things will say sugars in the table of, or the nutritional content list, but it won't be an ingredient because it's a natural sugar from like a tomato or a fruit product. So get good at reading labels and get good at shopping the perimeter of the store. And with that, I will sign out and return to the battle. See ya.